Bliss craft company, formerly known as Rubbernecker Stamps. And today I am making a card with some of the new release. And right here is not new release. The piece that I'm using right now is actually the Slimline Cloud Dies. I'm using it to make my own stencil for the card that I am making. I will make sure to link everything below so that you have that as well. But I'm using both dies that come in this set, and I'm cutting it on each side of this acetate so that I can use it as a stencil for the card that I'm making. And so I'm going to go ahead and put those away. And I'm going to trim down my little piece of acetate because there was a piece that was still stuck. That's what I'm doing right there. And this is just a piece of scrap paper that I pulled out for the back of my card because it'll be layered on top of. I did unfortunately not think, because yes, the inks and stuff are a little new to me because Brass and Bliss carries their own inks and they're awesome. They're color fuse. And, but when you reorganize a craft room or something, sometimes it takes you a while to get used to things and be able to grab for them again. That is what I did. But now I've got them closer and I can grab for them more, thankfully. But right here, I went ahead and added the clouds to the background, and I'm adding a little bit of splatters on top of that in the same blue color. I just wanted the clouds. I didn't want them to be really strong or anything like that because it is just going to be behind everything. I also went ahead and grabbed my Prima metallic watercolors out of my stash because I wanted to use some of that beautiful gold, and I splattered it on the background as well. I'll go ahead and put that up, and I will sit this to the side and clean up my little mess. And here I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pull out, this is the base of my card. So I'm going to pull some other inks out, and I am going to splatter the base of the card with these inks as well, just so that it's not plain. It's got a little bit of, kind of looks like texture to it still. It is a textured cardstock, but I like the splatters. That's just me. It's preference, I guess. I enjoy the splatters. I don't do it to everything, but I do it to a lot of things. So I will move this, set it aside to dry, clean off my little area, and then I will go ahead and dry it off a little bit because I decided to do a little gold splatter on this one as well. Yes, sometimes I forget what I've done until I'm rewatching the videos again. Anybody else do that? So I hope I'm not the only one. And here I'm going to go ahead and clean up my mess. And now I'm going to actually pull out my stamping platform here, and I'm going to stamp these adorable little bears from Bear Hugs Enclosed. That's what this set is called. And they're so cute. I wanted to make sure to stamp 3. I have a specific reason. There are 4 bear in the actual set, but I wanted to stamp 3 and some of those cute little balloons because of the way I am doing my card. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I always stamp extra just in case when I am, deciding to color and stuff. I grabbed the lightest Tombow mono marker that I had, or the Tombow, I can't even keep the names right. But the Tombow water-based markers that I have, and this is a N95. I grabbed it just to add my shadows because I wanted to keep these bears white, but I also add the gray to their muzzle area and their eyebrows. I kind of keep them in the same color family as the cute little bears on the front of the stamp set itself. So that's what I do here. I pull out a little ink and smush it down on my palette here so that I can go ahead and start painting in the little ears, add a little bit of pink there and cute little pink cheeks. And so that's what I'm doing now. And then I remember, oh, hey, there's these beautiful color fuse inks. So I went ahead and I pulled out a couple of those. In this set, there are, there's Posy, Scarlet, Nectar, and Crimson. And I used 3 of these because the fact that they react with water, fantastic. You can water them down more to make them lighter and then go in with a more concentrated bit and add it as the shadow. So that's what I'm doing here. I went ahead and used those 3 colors to do that and added my shading and everything. Some of it did go outside of the lines a little bit. I had sat them off to the side and let them dry a little bit and came back to it later. But the little bits that went outside the lines on the hearts, you can't really even tell, but I can. So I went around with my white jelly roll pens and fixed that so you can't see it. because it bugged me. And so here, there are dies for these. I did not get the dies. Not a big deal to me because I like to fussy cut. And on the bottom portion of these guys' bodies, I am not being careful. I'm going a little faster because the bottom portions, like their little legs and stuff, aren't going to show with the card that I'm making. So like I said, I'm not really being careful. I could have actually probably cut their legs off. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But I'm a little more careful around the head and like the little arms. And then after that, I really don't care. You'll see that I just kind of leave some of the cardstock down by their legs and stuff. So it's not, like I said, a really big deal to me. I will go ahead and finish this one, and then I will fussy cut that last one out. And then it will go to me cutting out those cute little balloons because I'm going to add them with one of my little bears. Because I am making, I guess it doesn't technically have to be a Valentine's Day card the way I make it. But I still thought it was cute. And it can be used either as a Valentine's Day card or just a nice card to give someone you love. So, because it doesn't technically say anything about love. And you'll see that here in a little bit. I went ahead and got those. This piece of cardstock is a glitter cardstock. And I am adding, I was going to add my 3D foam. And then I was like, oh, but I want my acetate in there first because if I didn't, then what's going to hold in the shaky bits? So I went ahead and added my score tape because this way I know it'll hold that piece down, that acetate down really well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my piece of acetate in, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my, my foam tape here, and I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around this, make sure that it all closes up really, really well. And I'm going to add, block off all the little squares so that I don't want my card to push down in the center because there's not some kind of foam there to keep it up. So here I'm making sure that the acetate is clean, that there's nothing sticking to it, and I am trying to see where I want my bears to go. So here I'm going to go ahead and cut this little area between the hand and the neck on this bear so that I can slide my balloons in there because I want them to stick, but I don't want them to be all on their own. Again, easy to do, not a big deal. And this is how I'm trying to see if I can get them to go where I want to. I'm just sliding them underneath. Like I said, the bottom of their body is not going to matter to me. Here, I'm going to go ahead and start tacking them down so that I know where they go. I can check it again when I stick my stuff over it. I move this bear completely, and I don't want to touch it back to the acetate because it does have glue on the back now. And luckily, I don't push it down completely because I still had time to move it. And that's also a good thing about, liquid adhesive. I placed my acrylic block on the bottom too while I was messing with the top one. And I got it where I wanted it, stuck the acrylic piece on, trying to decide what kind of sequence I'm going to use. And I'm going to add the adhesive to the back of this. I start pulling it off and I'm like, hey, I want to get the shaky bits in first. So here I am, and I'm adding that to the actual part that has the acetate. I do things backwards all the time. I know most people would have probably put it on top of the bears. I went backwards. So here I'm trying to see if I can get them lined up. I don't press it down. I pick it up and I look, and then I seal it down because I know that's where I want it. And here I'm going to go ahead and remove the back and place this on my card base. And then I'm going to shake it up a little bit, make sure that everything's moving like it's supposed to. And I'm going to pull that stamp collection out again because it has a ton of sayings. And again, not every single one of them has to do with Valentine's Day. So it's versatile. You can use it for different things. And I love that. At first, I think I'm going to put my sentiment, which is bear hugs enclosed. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put this on white. And then I'm like, oh no, because it may be glittery white cardstock that's on the front. It's still white. So I grabbed a scrap of that pink that I did the base of my card with, and I stamped the bear hugs enclosed on that. I'll go ahead and cut this out. And then I'm going to, I call it a fishtail. I turn it into like the little banner ends on both ends of this is what I use as, that's what I call it at least. I cut the little ends and it's like little banners on both ends. And I add liquid glue to this because I am sticking it to a glitter cardstock. This way it will make sure to adhere very well. And that finishes my card. I made sure I shook it really good there. Make sure to check out the links below so you can see these beautiful products in the shop. And check out Brass and Bliss.